America.
That's amazing. Wow.
Anyway, sorry
I
if that blew out my mic.
I didn't hear most of that. All I heard was dun, 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 at the beginning. So
well, that's all that matters.
I knew that's what it was.
Da da da.
Yep.
Remember how the Clippers used to? Yes.
Da da da
da.
Yeah. Yes.
Real ones know.
Real ones know.
Tyler nodded. He said, "Yeah."
Tyler knows.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the land of the free and home of the two idiots on this podcast, Funny Pair. Where two pairs in a pod may not be in the same orchard, but we are always ripe for a chat. My name is Madeline.
And my name is Brianna. Hello. Happy 4th, everybody. If you don't know, from the intro that we had so nicely played by Madeline today. Last weekend was 4th of July, so happy 4th.
It's this weekend. Look at your calendar.
Girl, my brain is not working today.
Today is July 2nd, girl.
Oh, this weekend's 4th of July. Happy 4th, everybody.
You literally wrote it in your script, and then you were like, that's not right. I'm going off script.
So sorry.
It literally says, yes, happy 4th. It's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I did not read that. Happy 4th, everybody.
Oh my goodness. Yes, happy 4th. It is coming up this weekend if you didn't know, in 2 days. Mm-hmm. It is the 4th of July. It does happen to fall on the 4th of July every year. So I hope you all have amazing plans to watch fireworks and eat hot dogs and burgers and shoot guns and, all the other things that we Americans do. You know, explosions and greasy food. That's pretty much all we've got.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you typically eat hot dogs and burgers for the 4th?
Honestly, the 4th of July hasn't been a holiday that we've really celebrated consistently every year. It's kind of just been like, oh, it's a day off. What do we want to do? And sometimes that includes grilling burgers. But this weekend, so June 9th was Tyler's grandmother's 80th birthday. So as a party get together, we're getting the whole family together at a cabin on the 4th to celebrate her 80th birthday. So that'll be fun. So all of Tyler's family, extended family, that kind of thing, we're all getting together. So
nice.
So what are you doing?
What am I doing? Oh, we're going to the lake in South Carolina.
Can I come?
Yeah, sure. Come on. Oh, wait. Right along. Come right along. You've been there before. You know where it is.
I know.
You can go.
I miss it.
Yep. You were invited. Tyler's invited. Everybody's invited.
Okay. Well, since this holiday that celebrates the United States of America is coming up, we thought it'd be a good idea to take it back to, I'm going to say high school. Maybe some of this we learned in middle school. We're going to be testing each other's knowledge on this country.
Yeah. Basically, we're going to see who's the better American today. So I guess loser has to... what's a good one? Loser has to wear a flag dress on the 4th of July and send the other one a picture.
But I'm going to be with extended family. They're going to be taking pictures. All right.
I don't actually have a flag dress.
I don't either. I'd have to go buy one.
Yeah, I would
Or
too.
you would.
Okay. So we have found a test of 100 questions. And all these questions are all about the United States. So the rules for this test, okay, is that it's going to be an oral test where basically the test giver will give the test taker 10 random questions out of these 100 questions that were found. And then the test taker's job will be to essentially answer these questions to the best of their ability. And in our case, whoever gets the highest score would be the better American.
So we have each taken on the role of test giver. So each of us have picked out 10 questions that we'll ask the other person. We, of course, have seen the 100 original questions, but we don't know what questions we picked for each other for us to answer. So the questions I picked were random. The questions she picked were random.
Yes.
And they might line up. I don't know. I mean, it is 100, but I don't know.
Basically, each of us are going to answer like one at a time, taking note of the response, and then at the end, we'll grade our answers.
I'm nervous.
How do you think you're going to do?
Horribly.
Yeah.
I've seen Hamilton once. And
You've only seen Hamilton one time?
I know. I was kind of a Hamilton hater when it first came out just because everyone was obsessed with it. And I was like,
I'm actually
everyone's so obsessed
shocked.
with it.
Even since it came out on Disney Plus, you've still only seen it once?
I only saw it when it was like 2020 or 2021. I saw it when it came out on Disney Plus that one time. And that was it. All I've got is, I want to be in the room where it up, in the room where it up. Oh no.
I'm like so shocked.
Oh sorry.
My gosh. I've seen this movie. I've seen Hamilton probably. I've never seen it in person, but I've seen it on Disney Plus probably, and this is not an exaggeration, like 15 times. And I've listened to the soundtrack over and over and over again, which the soundtrack is basically just the play, you know, or the production. And I've listened to that 3 or 4 times to the point where I can now sing all the songs and I just know all the words to the entire musical because... And like in college and stuff, I would put that on in the background as like, oh, this is so good, whatever. And I just watch it while I'm doing schoolwork and stuff. It inspires me, you know? I don't know. I can't believe I've only seen it one time.
I know the room where it happened. I just know that part where he says that. I know I'm not throwing away my shot. I know that is a line. That's
like multiple lines.
Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy.
Yep.
Peggy pisses me off. Sorry.
Yeah, she doesn't really do much.
And Peggy.
She doesn't really do much.
Dumb. And then of course, da 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 da. Kristoff does so good.
I love King George.
Yeah, so beyond those few little one-liners, that's all I know. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do well. U.S. history was like my worst subject in school. For some reason, I just couldn't retain the information that was being told to me. I'm like, what year was that? And that was called the what? And who did that? Who was there? And there are hold on, which president was that? And wait, like I'm so bad at it.
I was kind of the same, but I was really good at memorization when I was in school. And U.S. history was basically memorization, like remembering this person who did this in this year. Like that's all it was, you know?
Essentially, yeah.
Now, I did good in U.S. history, but do I remember all of that information? Not necessarily, unless it was something I was super interested in.
Right. One thing that I was really obsessed with, like the one thing I can think of was the French Revolution. I know that's not really U.S. history.
Yeah, but that's all right.
But like learning about that.
You liked Les Mis, that's fine. Yeah.
That was my like historical musical was the French Revolution and not.
Now I've only seen that one once. Yeah.
Okay, we're even.
So I'm going to guess that my score at the end of this, I haven't seen your questions. I don't know what you're about to ask me. I would think like in reading through the 100 questions, to me, a lot of them seemed very, I don't want to say obvious, but like I know the answer to those. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I might get through with at least like a 70.
Okay.
I think I'm going to pass, and I'm going to get 2 more than passing.
Okay.
We're going to say 5 out of the 10 is passing.
Okay. I might scrape by. Maybe. It depends on if you were nice to me or not.
I was nice on at least one of the questions.
Oh, great.
No,
I'll get a 1 out of 10.
mean, well, that's a hard thing too, because, you know, you give the easy questions, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's easy for the other person. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I tried to pick some that were like, I mean, yeah, this is an easy question, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be honest, some of these I picked, I was like, I have no clue, but I feel like you would know it.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. I will say since I've become an adult, I have found a liking to politics. So I've learned a little bit of stuff.
I have yet to get there, but you're older than me, so.
By like a month, girl.
So next month I'll be more interested in politics.
Oh, geez.
But as of right now, I'm like, I'm not looking at the news.
Okay. Well, who wants to go first?
I will.
Oh, I love a volunteer. Okay. I'm giving you a really easy question to start off.
Okay.
Number 1. What does the Constitution do? You cannot tell me that you don't know the answer to this one. You cannot tell me that.
Hold on. Let me think.
Oh, Jesus. Madeline, if you don't know the answer to this, you're going to fail this test. I'm telling you right now. You don't know the answer.
Hold on. Quit looking at me like that. I told you I'm really bad at this.
Is it just because this is a test, or?
Well, I'm a bad test taker, and I was horrible at history, and I never remembered anything. Even the basics.
Madeline.
I have to say something.
Oh my God, you're hurting me right now.
I'm sorry, everything I'm thinking of is wrong. It delegates, like, the powers of the government or something? Like the democracy or something? Like, giving the power to the people kind of thing? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I wrote down that your answer was that it delegates the powers of the government.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. This is why we do this.
I'm telling you, I know there are 50 stars on the flag because of the states. Like, that's what I know. And, like, that's it. And George Washington was the first president.
Wow.
Don't ask me what a bill is. I don't know. Just kidding. I know what a bill is. I do
like
know,
a dollar bill? Is that what you're talking about? That's the kind of bill,
no.
You know what it is?
Okay. For your question.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
What?
My question is literally the answer to your question. I just forgot. The Constitution is the amendments. I knew that.
Did you? Because you had me nervous with your answer.
I knew that.
Okay, do you want to I'll let you change your answer. What's your answer?
The amendments. It's the amendments. The list of the amendments.
Now, the question was not what is the Constitution, it's what does the Constitution do?
Oh my god. Gives power to the people. I don't know. List the rights of the people that live in the United States.
Okay.
So anyway, my question, which was the answer to yours, how many amendments does the Constitution have?
I know it's in the 20s. I think the answer is 27.
Okay.
I think.
That sounds right to me.
I don't know. I know it's in the 20s, and I know it's more than 24. Anyway, okay.
I'm so embarrassed. This is
okay.
horrible, I'm telling you.
All right, your next question.
Oh, God.
What is the rule of law? Don't think about it too much.
Hold on. It's I don't know, not a statement. That's not the word I'm thinking of, but like not a rule, but whatever that basically says that gives citizens of the US like a right to like an attorney and like to appear in the court of law or something.
So your Miranda rights? That's what those are called.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay. Sure.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm
ready. Hit me with the next one.
What stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful?
Isn't that like the checks and balances system?
Oh my god, that sounds so right.
You don't know that one either? I mean, I could be very wrong. I don't know, but
I think that's right.
Because there's
told
3.
You, yes.
And it's like each one checks the other, basically.
I don't remember what the 3 are called.
I know the president is the executive.
Oh, yeah. And the judicial.
Yep.
And the
legislative.
You literally just said it at the same time. Okay. Legislative.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, your next question.
Okay.
How many justices are on the Supreme Court?
50.
Do not. I'm going to give you a second chance. Don't answer 50. I'll give you a hint. Okay, because I want you to get at least one of these right. Unless I'm wrong, then I'll give you this question as a free pass. But I'm going to say it's less than 15, and it's an odd number.
13.
Did you say 13?
Yeah. Oh God. Okay. No, 11. I changed my answer. 11.
Okay.
Okay. This is an easy question. Because I knew this one when I wrote it. That's how I know it's easy.
Okay.
In what month do we vote for president?
November.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to change some of my questions. I feel really bad. I didn't mean to make this so difficult.
Nope.
Okay. What is or who is one of your state's U.S. senators now?
Like, name?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'll give you a hint. Her first name starts with an M. Her second name starts with a B.
Even if you tell me, I'm not going to know it. Because I literally do not know. I'm going to go with Miranda
Okay.
Brown. That's her name.
Okay.
If that's not her name, that's her new name.
Okay.
Okay. Who vetoes the bills?
The president. The Presidente of the United States of America. Who signs bills to become laws?
The president? All right. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states?
Of the states? I guess education is one of them.
All right.
Okay.
Hit me. Right here.
When was the Constitution written? The answer is in Hamilton. I could be wrong.
I know.
But I think it is.
I'm going to say 1776.
Okay.
I feel like a year that I've heard before.
Mm-hmm. 17.
Okay.
That's from Hamilton.
I know.
Okay. I'm not going to say the last two, but I'm just saying.
What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens?
One responsibility?
Mm-hmm.
To serve on a jury, I guess. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, you also have to follow laws.
Right.
I guess is a responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Not that everybody does it. All right. What is an amendment?
An amendment is... I can clearly see a test that I had in school that had these types of questions on it, and you had to write it out, and I'm like, oh... It's some wording that I don't remember how to say.
Well, if you get close to the wording, I'll give it to you.
Okay. An amendment is essentially a list of, or it's a right that citizens of the United States have, / like a set of rules or regulations that we as a country follow and uphold.
Okay.
I mean... That's all I got.
Okay.
Man, my brain hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is one reason that colonists came to America?
To, I don't know, discover a new land, I guess? Flee their country? Is there one specific thing that they left their country for?
Well, what is one reason? Like a reason?
I don't know. Discover a new land. Live the American dream.
Mm.
All right. What is the economic system in the United States? I'm very sorry that I picked these questions.
Is it dumb if I say democracy? Is that the thing? Is that what we're talking about?
I mean, democracy is our legal system.
Oh, legal. Okay.
Or it's like within
system?
the legal system. So what is our economic system?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. The thing is, you say economy, I think of stocks and dollar bills.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I mean, that's a good thing to think about.
Yeah, I know. That is what is within the economy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, money in exchange for goods or services or something? Like, is that all it is?
Well, I'll write that answer down, and we'll see.
Okay.
When we check the answers.
Okay. I'm sweating like a sinner in church.
Okay.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just so nervous. I'm sitting here like this. There were 13 original states. Name 3.
Only 3? You don't want all 13?
3. Okay, name all 13. Mr. High and Mighty, Mr. Hey You, Mr. Whatever.
Okay, we have Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. We have Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire. Maybe.
I thought you knew all 13.
I mean, is that 13 though?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 13.
I was counting on my fingers, but I could have missed one.
Nope, that's 13.
I think, because like Florida wasn't one. And it's literally basically all the states on the coast, on the East Coast. I'm just going to go with it.
Okay.
We're just going to do it. This is not a hard question. I promise.
See, don't start it like that because
just don't
then
think about
it's
it.
Show how stupid I am.
Don't think about it too much.
I am, but okay.
All right. What does the president's cabinet do? It's like,
what did I just say?
I'm sorry, but it's literally like just okay. Do you know what the president's cabinet is?
Brianna, I told you, I'm so bad at this. I know you're looking at me like I'm the dumbest.
I'm not looking at you like that.
On the planet.
I'm feeling like shit for giving you hard questions.
No, don't, because these are not hard questions. These are questions that every American citizen should know, and I am just so bad. I don't know these. Oh, okay. The president's cabinet, and I'm assuming we're not talking about where he stores his dishes.
That is correct.
I'm gonna say they advise him on certain things. On like bills and stuff. We'll go with that. Okay. Name one war or a war fought by the United States in the 1800s.
Would the Civil War be an answer?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically it was fought by the United States, but it was on United States soil, so.
Yeah, just a war that the U.S. was involved in during the 1800s.
All right, we'll go with that.
Cool.
Okay. Name one of the Native American tribes.
Cherokee.
Good job.
Thanks.
Do you know any others?
I did. I don't want to. Thing is, I don't want to say one and then be like totally wrong. But for some reason, I want to say that like Uldawa. Is that not?
Like, I don't know
why
that could be one. I don't know.
You know why the town is named Uldawa? I don't know.
I don't know, honestly. That could be one of them.
There's another a C one that is also like a main a known one. Mm-hmm. Pass. I said one and I named one.
Yeah, I know there's like Mohawk, which I think were upstate New York. The Sioux Indians, I believe, were out in Oregon.
Yes.
That area.
There's another S one.
I don't know why I want to say Sequoia, but I don't know that that's right.
That's the S one I was thinking of.
I think maybe.
Hold on.
And then, honestly, like I don't know how many there are or all of them, all the names.
Oh, okay. The name Uldawa is believed to be of Cherokee origin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I just wanted to check that. But some other ones, the Navajo.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty.
I don't know if it's pronounced Cheyenne or Cayenne. Lakota. Mm-hmm. Omaha. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Oh.
Omaha.
I
can't believe I was so stupid. I didn't realize that was. I still think about that. I'm like, how did I miss that? Yeah, the Sioux, the Shoshone.
So Sequoia wasn't one then?
I feel like it is one. Oh, Sequoia is a person.
Oh.
Sequoia was a Cherokee silversmith and a scholar.
Oh.
Most famous for creating the Cherokee syllabary, a writing system for a Cherokee language.
Oh.
Or for the Cherokee language. It allowed the Cherokee people to write down their history, culture, and knowledge.
Well, thank you for your service, Sequoia.
Also known as George Gist or George Guess. Okay.
Interesting.
All right, your last question. I lost my page. Okay. Your last question is, when was the Declaration of Independence adopted?
Adopted? I mean, technically, I think it was something like July 2nd or something, technically. But then it wasn't like not officially adopted because it was whatever. But like, that's the day we celebrate for it. I don't know why.
Do you know a year?
1700s. No, I'm trying to think. So, what question did I ask you? The Constitution?
Yeah.
I would think the Declaration of Independence was written before the Constitution, wouldn't you?
I think so, because you have to be free from the country first to then establish your own rights and amendments.
I honestly wonder if the Declaration of Independence was
Was
1776.
1776. I think it was.
I think that's the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
So do you want to change your Constitution answer that you gave me earlier?
We'll say 1842 for mine.
Okay.
And 1776 for yours.
Okay. Yeah, that's
we'll
fine.
Just go with that.
Okay. Officially good? Do you want to hear any questions again?
Can I change that year to let's do 1804. Do that. It probably took a while. I imagine.
I would think it was within a couple decades of.
Yeah, so if it was 1776 to 1804.
Yeah.
That's like 20 years to like figure out the.
Yeah. It would have been like 28 years.
1804. Let's go with that.
Okay.
It feels right. Let me change that answer for the 28th time.
1842 was the year that Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
I thought that was 1342. Because Christopher Columbus discovered America, or quote unquote did, but if the colonists were already there, that doesn't make sense.
You know, I think you're right. It's the 42 that got me.
When did Columbus, quote unquote, discover America? 1492.
1492.
That's when Columbus was.
All right.
Supposedly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're both wrong for that. It's the 42 that got me.
Right.
Dang. Bad Americans. Okay.
I'm so scared.
I'm going to send. I have the document that has all the answers. Now, I have not looked at said document. I don't know what the answers are, but I have it in my email and I will forward it to you.
Okay.
Because there was one document that was like just the questions, one document that had the answers.
I've got it.
Okay. I'm going to go through and I'm going to grade your test, and you can do the same for me, and then
okay.
We'll touch base at the end.
Thing is, I'm looking at these answers and I'm like, oh yeah. Those are words I've heard before.
I seriously hope I passed. I'm nervous about like 3 of them.
Oh no.
Well, okay, I don't mean that in that kind of way. I just mean like I wanted to get a 70 and I'm nervous about 3. I know I got the states. I'm pretty confident I got the states right for the colonies. I'm not sure on New Hampshire though. Okay. I have graded your test. Would you like to know your score? I have good news, Madeline. You have passed.
I passed? Really?
You did. With a 6 out of 10.
6? That's better than 5.
Good job.
I may not know my history, but I know my math, and 6 is more than 5.
It sure is. It sure is.
Phew.
Good job.
Oh, man.
You are American.
I'll sweat. I thought you were American. Oh my gosh. Okay. You got
I'm nervous.
a 9 out of 10. 90. 90%, girl.
A 9? Wait.
9 out of 10.
A 9?
Out of 10, yes. 90%. Correct.
I did not do that good.
There are like 2 questions where I'm like it was one of those like name one of these things.
Yeah.
But I'm giving them to you because it's like it pretty much exactly what like it's so close that it's like, yeah.
Well, thank you.
9 out of 10.
Wow.
You did a lot better than me and I gave you a lot harder questions.
I felt like I gave you some really hard questions here.
No, girl, you asked me what the Constitution was and I said, oh no. Like an idiot.
All right. Are we ready to go through the answers now?
Yes.
Okay. So.
Oh, girl, your camera's
I know.
Blurry.
Focus. Focus.
Oh, wait, wrong one.
Focus.
Follow my finger.
On me.
I don't know why it's not doing that. It just all of a sudden.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Okay. So. I'm going to go. Let's just go through one question at a time, I guess. All right. So your first question. What does the Constitution do? Your answer, or at least the answer that I wrote down, was the amendments / list the rights of the American people.
Yep.
All right. I gave it to you. I said it is correct.
Wow, my teacher was in a good mood today.
I should have been a teacher. You know what? I wanted to be a teacher at one point in my life. Anyway. All right. So the 3 answers according to the PDF was sets up the government, defines the government, and protects basic right of Americans. So I gave it to you because you said lists the rights of the people. So I gave it to you.
That's extremely generous.
I mean, you said the rights.
I said one buzzword, and you were like, oh, thank you for giving that to me. That's very nice.
Well, you were like, what? You were, instead of lists, it was protect. So, it's the same thing.
Thank you.
All right.
That's very generous. You were dead on like all of these. So how many amendments does the Constitution have? 27.
Really? That was one that I wasn't sure on.
Yep.
Because I knew it was more than 24, but I didn't know the exact number.
Yep.
Wow. That was a good guess. What is the rule of law? Your answer that you gave was gives Americans a law to follow and to appear in court, Miranda rights. Okay.
Yeah. That's why I said the name Miranda for that chick. It was in my brain.
Yes.
From that question.
I gave it to you as an answer. The answers that it would have taken was everyone must follow the law, leaders must obey the law, government must obey the law, or no one is above the law. And I gave it to you because it says it gives Americans a law to follow, meaning, if you read between the lines there, that people must follow said law.
I mean, if you...
So I gave it to you.
Take what I said and close one eye and kind of squint a little bit, then yeah, that's what I said. So.
Well, I'm not taking it as you have to list this out exactly for you to get the answer right. Okay. So I'm saying it's correct.
Okay. Thank you. Woo.
Okay.
Woo.
All right.
Your next question was, what stops one branch of government from becoming too powerful? It is checks and balances. It also had separation of powers.
Okay.
But yes, checks and balances. So you got that right.
Cool. All right. How many justices are in the Supreme Court? You got that one wrong.
I know.
The answer was 9.
I wanted to say 9.
And you said 11.
And I didn't.
So that one, unfortunately, is wrong.
Yeah. What's the thing that I'm thinking of where it's like there's one for each state?
Well, technically there's 2. I believe it's the senators. And there's 2 for each state.
2 for each state?
And it's in total 100 people.
Okay. Maybe that's... I'm going to say that's what I was thinking of.
As it is right now, you have to have more than 50... You have to have more than 50 to own the Senate, I think is how it works, or something like that. So that's where the 50 comes into play.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
I knew there was something that needed, there was, one from each state to represent your state kind of thing, and I guess I thought that's what it was. But
yeah.
That's wrong.
All right.
In what month do we vote for president? November.
Yes. Yes. All right. Who is one of your state's U.S. senators now? Marsha Blackburn was the answer. I don't know if you remember that name.
I did know that. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do know that name.
Yeah.
I got, the one I said also was a color.
Yeah.
I said brown instead of black.
Yeah. That's true.
I knew that.
But I'm not that generous. I'm generous, but I'm not that.
No. I'm just saying I was like.
Yeah. There's another one too, and it's some guy, but I don't know his name. I remember Marsha Blackburn because I was like, Marsha. Like that. It's from a TV show, like an old TV show from the 80s. And the daughter's name was Marsha. And whenever she was complaining or whatever, they'd go, Marsha. Anyway, so that's how I remember her name. But
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Who vetoes bills? The president. You got that correct. Cha-ching.
Who signs bills to become laws? The president. That is correct.
It is? That was not one that I knew. I just guessed on that one. All right. This one is the one that you didn't get right.
Okay.
So this is, under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? So I'm just going to give all 4 that it has written here. So you said education. The 4 that it says is to print money, to declare war, to create an army, and to make treaties.
The states have that power?
That doesn't sound right.
Because that sounds like a government power. That doesn't sound like a state power.
I grabbed the wrong one. Just kidding. They were right next to each other. That one says some powers belong to the federal government. Just kidding.
Oh.
You got 100%. You got that right. Provide schooling and education. I'm totally wrong. I'm so sorry. You got 100%.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did. I'm sorry. I totally just copied over the wrong answer. You got 100%.
I'm speechless. I did not think that was going to happen.
So the ones that it says here is provide schooling and education, provide protection with police, provide safety with fire departments, and to give a driver's license and approve zoning and land use.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I cannot believe.
So, I'm so sorry. You got 100%.
I don't have words.
I can't read, so that's why I got it wrong. You got it right.
Wow.
Yay!
Thank you. All right, your next question was, when was the Constitution written? Your answer was
1804.
1804. The correct answer is 1787.
Okay. So it's like, it was like 10 years after.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Okay, I know. I'm an idiot.
No, it's fine. I didn't even know the answer to that one. I genuinely had no idea. That was one of those questions that I was like, I don't know. I'm going to put it on there. That was one of those questions.
All right. What is one responsibility that it's only for U.S. citizens? Jury duty is what you had. Jury duty is correct. Also, to vote in a federal election.
Oh, okay. All right. What is an amendment? I gave you this one. I was nice.
Yeah.
The technical answers that it had on there was a change or an addition. Because it is a change or an addition to the Constitution. That's what an amendment is.
That's what the definition of the word amendment is.
But what you have, in my opinion, is correct in terms of it is a set of like rules that we must follow. Like everything in our country is based on the Constitution and the amendments. So I said it was right because I thought you were right, in my opinion. But based on that,
I thought it was asking about the the amendments. What does that mean? Thing. All right. Next.
Okay.
What is one reason colonists came to America?
Mm-hmm.
You said to discover a new land.
Mm-hmm.
I did give this one to you because the main answer was freedom, which I'm like, yeah, okay, freedom to discover new lands, to whatever. It also says political liberty, religious freedom, economic opportunity to practice their religion and escape persecution.
Okay. All right. What is the economic system in the United States? I would not have been able to answer this question. You said money in exchange for goods and services. I don't know if I'm going to count this one or not. So your total might go up to 7 out of 10. But the answer it was looking for was capitalist economy or market economy. Oh. And I don't know what the definition of a capitalist economy is or the definition of a market economy. But I think it is probably money in exchange for goods and services without saying capitalist or market.
A capitalist economy is an economic system where private individuals or businesses own and control the means of production and decisions about what to produce, how to produce it, and for whom, like, basically a system where you can run a business. A market economy is the production, distribution, and pricing of goods and services are primarily determined by the interactions of buyers and sellers in the marketplace rather than by government control. So it's like I had part of the answer, but it was missing that the buyer or, the buyers and sellers determine it and not the government. Right. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say it's wrong.
Yeah.
But
this next one is insane, actually. This is the 13 original states. Did you look at this answer sheet before you...
No, I didn't, but I did really love the colonies in school.
Okay.
And I knew that I had lived in most of them. Not most of them, but like 4 out of the 13 of them. And I knew it was the East Coast. And they talk about a lot of those states in Outlander.
Well, here's why it's crazy. So the list that they gave and the order that you gave it in are exact, but backwards. So it listed Georgia last. You listed Georgia first. You did mix up the Carolinas, but they were literally next to each other. It said South Carolina. You said North. Then it said North Carolina. You said South. Then it said Virginia. You said Virginia. It said Maryland. You said Maryland. I'm going backwards from the answers. On Delaware, you said Delaware, then Pennsylvania, then New Jersey, then New York, then Connecticut, then Rhode Island, then Massachusetts, and then New Hampshire. You literally said it in the exact order.
But when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about like starting at Georgia because it's right here. And that's where I was born and whatever. So like I was just thinking Georgia and then I was thinking like going up from there. That's insane.
So yeah, it started at the top and went down. You went at the bottom and went up, and it was in the exact order.
I swear to goodness gracious, I did not look at that test for those answers.
I'm literally like looking at the answers, double checking, and I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but I literally went.
I did not see that. I did not see that, but I swear to you, I did not look at that test for the answers.
But that's
insane
crazy
to me.
It was like in the exact order.
I was literally just thinking about it, like going from bottom to top. I don't know. That's insane.
It was crazy. So, yeah.
Okay, Miss Thing.
Okay, I feel like that qualifies some bonus points.
Wow.
Bonus points.
That's
so you
crazy.
got a 110.
Wow. That's insane, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, first of all, I was really iffy on those, like, once you get up above, like, the New York area, I was iffy on those states. I was already iffy. That's actually insane.
So that was crazy.
All right. Your next question was, what does the president's cabinet do? They advise the president. That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank the Lord.
The cabinet is basically a group of a bunch of different individuals with a bunch of different backgrounds and whatever.
Ew.
They're like the ones who sit at the table with the president and advise him on what to do, when to take action, various things of whatever, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like his closest people.
His bros. Got it.
Yeah.
Phew. Glad I got that.
Good job. Good job.
Thanks. Whew. All right. Name one war fought by the United States in the 1800s. You said Civil War. Yes. You could have also said the War of 1812, the Mexican-American War, or the Spanish-American War.
What was the War of 1812?
I don't know, but it was in 1812.
That's pretty helpful.
I know. War of 1812 was fought between the U.S. and Great Britain.
Great Britain. It was fought by the U.S. and Great Britain. In the year of 1812.
1812 to 1815. Primarily over maritime issues and British interference with American trade.
You know what's actually insane, though? I was looking this up the other day. The freaking time zones are nuts. Have you ever, like, looked at the time zones and all of this stuff?
No.
Okay. So,
I mean, yes, on a map.
Yeah.
You know.
So what's crazy is, like, in my head, this is what my thought process was, right?
Okay.
I was thinking about the fact that, well, I'm in Central, you're in Eastern, but you're an hour ahead of me. Then we have the Tarpathon coming up this weekend, technically, and they're in Australian time, which is 15 hours ahead of us, ahead of me, 14 hours ahead of you. And then if you go beyond that, China is even further ahead of us by like 20 hours or something like that. So literally, when they start Saturday at 9 a.m. in Australia, we're ending the day on Friday in our time zones.
It's the day before.
Right. So they're basically living the future in theory, but we're living at the same time.
Yes.
It's insane. But like we are both moving on the earth at the same time, but they are basically a whole day ahead of us. So then I got into this whole like dig into the time zones, right? And I feel like I knew this, but there's a line called the International Date Line. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
So that is the line that starts the time zone over. So literally, it's hour 24 in this location and hour 1 in this location. So
and
literally, but it's right. So it's like left and right, but it's backwards. So if you're on the left side of the line and then you cross over to the right side of the line, you go back a day, which is insane to me. Like you go back in time a day.
Yes.
It's nuts.
I saw a video. I believe it was Billy Boyd, who plays Pippin in Lord of the Rings. He was talking about how he and Orlando Bloom were on a plane on his birthday to like do some sort of press. They were doing some press conference or something. Well, when they were in the airport or when they were like getting ready to leave, they like split some champagne and they got kind of drunk on the plane. Well, then they landed and it was the day before, so it was his birthday again. And so they drank more because it was his birthday
crazy.
2 days in a row.
That's amazing.
Because they crossed that line.
See,
and
that's
it was
the way
like,
to do it.
He went to bed on his birthday on the plane or whatever, and then woke up and it was his birthday again. And so they drank again.
That's just amazing. That's the way to cheat the system right there.
So that's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. One of these years, I want to go to hour number 24 for my birthday. And then I want to travel over the date line and let it still be my birthday. That's what I want.
Okay.
We have to plan that somehow, some way. Not sure how to do it, but yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. So your last question was name one of the Native American tribes. The answer you gave was Cherokee, and we already looked into it. That is the correct answer.
Yes.
And any of those other ones that we listed off earlier would have been accepted as well.
Yes. All right. Your last question was, when was the Declaration of Independence adopted? 1776. Yes. Specifically July 4th. Okay. Which is why it's Independence Day. So, yeah, there you go. Nice. You got those all correct. I just messed up and couldn't read on one of them, so I'm sorry I lied to you. But yes. Wow. I'm impressed.
I'm very impressed, too. I didn't know that.
Great job.
Thank you. And I'm really proud of you, too. Genuinely, you had me nervous that entire time. Like, I really thought you were about to get a 0 out of 10. And it was hurting me. I knew you got at least one of those right.
I'm sorry.
So I was like, okay.
I know.
But the rest of them, I was like, girl, you're stressing me out.
I know. I'm sorry. I need to study up on my U.S. history and my... I only passed because of your gracious grading.
I think that's why people liked me as a TA when I was in college. Because I was very gracious and
you graded nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
Or I would give them an opportunity to fix your answer and resubmit.
Yeah. You're like, maybe think that one over. Come back. Oh man, this has been a really eye-opening, slightly embarrassing episode, to say the least. I am just appalled that I knew so little. I mean, it's like I feel like I know things, but at the same time, I very obviously don't, especially when it comes to a lot of your questions were about like our government structure and like, all of that. And honestly, I'm like, I know there's a president and a vice president, left and right, Senate,
I will say too, though, like, I genuinely picked the harder questions, I guess. Because, for example, one of the questions on this list of 100 questions that we had was like...
Like, I know one of them we talked about was, who is Susan B. Anthony?
Right. Or like, what do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Right.
And then there was like geography questions too, like what ocean is on the west coast of the United States? What ocean is on the east coast of the United States?
Right.
Name one U.S. territory. That's like name one of the states.
Right, yeah.
What's one important thing that Abraham Lincoln did?
I just said it, Emancipation Proclamation. He is the 16th president. I do know that because that's my favorite number. And therefore, he was one of my favorite presidents.
Yeah, you also had a fact back in like episode 4, I think it was, where you said that Abraham Lincoln is believed to have seen his doppelganger before he was assassinated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. I know something else. Strange. I think it's one of those like strange coincidence things. Yes. Okay, here we go. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Lincoln was elected president in 1860. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both were concerned with civil rights. Both wives lost children while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday. Both were also shot in the head. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners named Johnson.
Wow.
Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, known by three names, who assassinated Lincoln, was born 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, also three names, who assassinated Kennedy, was born in 1939. Both names were composed of 15 different letters of the killers, like they're known by their three names, composed of 15 letters.
Mm-hmm.
Lincoln was shot at a theater named the Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car called a Lincoln, made by Ford. Lincoln was shot in a theater and his assassin ran and hid in a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse and his assassin ran and hid in a theater. A week before Lincoln was shot, oh my gosh, yeah. A week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. And a week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe. So
that's insane, actually. Like, part of me thinks they're the same person. That's just insane.
Yeah. So I know that was a really long thing, but I'm like, I swear I read this crazy thing about them.
Yeah.
And it was,
Yeah.
It's like all these crazy coincidences of their life, essentially. Yeah. All right. Change of subject. What is something that you're loving or hating right now?
Well, something I'm loving is actually very related to this episode.
Okay. America.
Not quite, but close. No, I have talked to you about this podcast many times, but this podcast is called Unbiased Politics.
Mm-hmm.
I highly suggest that anybody who's listening right now go listen to Unbiased Podcast by Jordan Berman. So Jordan Berman, she is a lawyer. And she has this podcast where she basically just presents to you the facts without all of the outside stuff of like, if you, for example, listen to news from Fox News, it's going to be very Republican sided. And if you listen to news from like CNN, it's going to be very Democratic sided. So it's just the facts and you can form your own opinions and whatever. And I have found multiple times where this podcast has corrected the wrongs in social media in terms of like they're spreading lies or they're like social media or they're bending the truth or whatever to kind of push a certain narrative, so to say. And with all of the tensions and everything going on right now, it's just a very kind of like a light in the dark to be able to listen to somebody who's just presenting to you the facts.
Right.
Without trying to sway you to believe one thing or the other. So.
Right.
Anyway, something I'm loving, Unbiased Politics. Go listen to it. It's really, really good. So, anyway, that's
I just followed it.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I just followed it. And they're like hour-long episodes. There's like 323 or 330 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they're each between like 45 to like an hour long.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I've got something I love and something I hate.
Mm-hmm.
I originally just had something I loved, but then...
Oh. I know where this is going.
Oh, you do? Let's just say I got about 4 hours of sleep last night because we had to go to the emergency animal hospital last night. So basically, my parents are out of town. They're on vacation, and so they tasked me and my two siblings to take care of their cats while they're gone. So cats are relatively independent creatures, especially if they, if there's more than one, they can last a little longer because they've got somebody to play with. So they just said every 4 days, somebody go scoop the litter boxes. They have like 5. Somebody go scoop the litter boxes, check on them, play with them, fill up their waters, all the things. Well, Momo, who is the most special boy, locked himself in the pantry. We don't know how long he was in there. Based on the excrement that was found in the pantry, we're going to say a day, maybe day and a half. That's a long time without water and food. But he did find a loaf of bread,
Mm-hmm.
so he ate that entire thing, plastic and all, pretty much. And he also ate some rice cakes.
Mm.
So he gorged himself.
Yeah. That's a lot of grain, too. Like a lot of wheat and grain.
Yep, it's a lot of grain, which isn't poisonous for cats, but it is, like, not good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in that much excess.
Mm-hmm.
So my sister takes care of him. She's like, he seems fine. I think everything's fine. I was like, cool. Well, I'll come over on Tuesday to check him out. Well, I get there. I can't find him anywhere. I'm freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
I call my sister. I'm like, you're sure you had eyes on him? She's like, I swear he's in the house. Just look under every piece of furniture, behind every pillow, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I find him. He's behind a curtain in my parents' room, huddling in the corner of the room,
Mm-hmm.
like squished up against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange place to find him. He's usually on the bed or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very strange that he was like hidden away.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't coming out for treats when I was calling him, nothing. He was very lethargic. He
Mm-hmm.
would not eat anything. Like, I tried to give him food. I tried to give him treats. I even opened a can of tuna.
Mm.
Nothing. He would sniff my finger. Like, I would literally dip it in the tuna and I would like put my finger in his face and be like, come on, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And he would just sniff and turn his head and lay his head down. And I'm like, Momo is the most like, I need food all the time cat.
Mm-hmm.
He'll eat anything and everything. So I'm like, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is extremely lethargic. He's not like himself. He even looks kind of funky. Like, his fur wasn't really shiny and it was kind of, you know, that like when cats get kind of sick, their fur kind of clumps up a little bit and it's really dull and spiky.
Yeah.
Like, that's how his fur looked. And I was like, okay, let me call my sister, call my brother, call Tyler. Like, let's talk through this. Like, what should I do? Well, I ended up calling the emergency vet. I'm on hold for 45 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
I was so pissed off.
Yeah.
Someone eventually answers.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I say was, hi, I've been on hold for 45 minutes. Thankfully, this isn't too big of an emergency. Like, I'm like, sorry, y'all should know. The lady on the phone was like, you sound worried, so I can't give any advice over the phone, but if you want to bring him in, we can look at him. And I'm like, thank you. That's extremely helpful. Like, what I asked on the phone was, do I need to bring him in or should I just monitor him for now? Or is there anything I can do? Whatever. She's like, you sound worried. I'm like, thanks. That's really great.
Right.
Like, that's like telling someone to calm down when they're freaking out. It's like, that's not helpful. Long story short, Momo's fine, but he did need something. He probably would have been fine if we left him alone, but
it would have just
I don't know. It would have taken longer. He would have been miserable for a lot longer. He was dehydrated. So, I mean, it was probably a good thing we brought him in when we did, but, and the thing I'm loving is my audiobook right now.
What book are you reading right now?
It's called Remarkably Bright Creatures.
Okay.
It's about an octopus.
Oh, wow.
You should be proud of me.
I'm very proud of you.
Yes. It's about an octopus. It's about this. It's actually a really cute story. I think you'd really love it. I highly recommend the audiobook version just because I like the way that the people talk. Like, they sound really good. But basically, it's about this. Actually, I'm going to just read the synopsis. It says, it's an exploration of friendship, reckoning, and hope, tracing a widow's unlikely connection with a giant Pacific octopus. After Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night shift at the Sowell Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son, Eric, mysteriously vanished on a boat in Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with the curmudgeonly Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus knows more than anyone can imagine, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors, until he forms a remarkable friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared, and now Marcellus must use every trick in his old invertebrate body he can muster to unearth the truth for her before it's too late. It's a gentle reminder that sometimes taking a hard look at the past can help uncover a future that once felt impossible. So there's like every few chapters, there's a chapter from the octopus's point of view.
Oh, interesting.
And it's really interesting and it's really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, now when they describe what the octopus is doing and what I'm like, I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like showing how, first of all, how smart they are, but like unlikely friendships and also just this woman. Like I've never read a book from the perspective of an elderly woman, I don't think. Like a lot of my books are, she was 20 and she was the chosen one or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just the type of books I read. But this one was I don't know, it was a really beautiful, it's a really beautiful perspective on like someone who's lived 70 years and what it's like to be living as a widow but still being a girl. Like there's some moments where I'm like, she's just a girl. Like it's really, there's like moments like that where I'm like, okay. So it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. I highly recommend it.
What's our tangent tally number?
Our tangent tally is 12.
12. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I
couldn't even tell you what some of them were.
One. Yeah, I don't even know.
I thought so too, but we talked about Hamilton and Les Mis.
Oh yeah,
and stuff in the beginning, musicals. We went on a little bit of tangents about like the Cherokee Indians a little bit.
I talked about something at some point.
Something or other. I just do the tallies.
Yep,
that's all I do. But yes, tangent tally of 12.
Nice.
I was hoping it'd be 13, like the colonies.
I know, right?
So close.
Dang.
All right, guys, I hope we all learned something today. If y'all want to follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform, please do so. This is one of many episodes where we're going to talk about some research topics where we're going to learn things. And I mean, trust, we've got a whole list of stuff where we want to deep dive and really do some learning and thinking. So this was one of many. So please follow us on your preferred podcast listening platform to get more of that. Also on our Instagram at funnypairpod to stay up to date on all of our latest news and releases. And let us know what you think of this episode and the podcast in general by sending us a DM, leaving a comment on our Instagram post, or if you quit rocking back and forth to, what is this, a song?
I like this song. It's my favorite one.
Okay. Send us a DM, leave a comment on the Instagram post, and if you feel so inclined, take a second to please rate and review this podcast on whatever you are listening on. It would mean so much to us, as those ratings and reviews will help us grow. We would love to hear from you guys. Yeah. That was a wrap.
So good. So good.
Thanks.
All the links for where to find us are in the description below this episode. We love every single one of our pairs, whether you have just found us or been here since the beginning. Okay, if you're enjoying what you hear and you just can't wait until next week, check out our past episodes and let us know what you think. A big thank you to all our pairs for joining us on this episode and for helping our orchard grow. We'll talk to y'all again on Wednesday. And remember, when you're
the best of friends, having so much fun together, you're not even aware. You're such a funny pair. I don't know if that lined up at all.
I have no idea. It'll probably be a bunch of mumbo jumbo at the end.
It'll just say, and remember.
Literally. That's so funny.
Widowy.
Widowy. Hilarious.
He's widowy gwitty.
Oh, pointas.
I hate him. I can't stand him. Every time.
I think it's the most hilarious thing ever.
The thing that pisses me off the most is when he has his
feet up in the air. Yes.
And he snaps the belt.
It bothers me. Yeah, that's the
I hate
part that
it.
bothers me.
I hate it. I literally all I hear him say is the what you just said, and then I scroll immediately. I'm like, I can't. It physically makes me want to vomit. I just hate it. I can't even sit through one of his videos to like laugh at it. I'm so uncomfortable. I hate it. I think there was one recently where I watched one. I was like, I'm gonna actually watch it because it's gonna be funny. I literally was sitting there like, no, I can't. No, it's so weird.
Yeah,
obviously
it's very
I know
cringy.
It's satire, but still. Ugh.
Yeah, the videos too. That's like trying to make the other person cringe or whatever. And each person goes up and they're like, ooh, woo, or whatever.
Oh my god, ew. XD, random, or whatever.
Oh, it's so funny.
There's some where I'm like, okay, you're just trying to make me laugh or whatever. But then there's some where I'm like,
yeah,
you did that a little disgusting. Too well.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Cringe. Is the word cringe now? What's a synonym of cringy?
I think it might be like cringy is cringe, but cringe is in.
Well, to actually cringe is a physical verb, like to cower or shrink.
Yeah.
So the slang term is like awkward, pathetic. Slang synonyms. Oof.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Big yikes. Oh, no, wait, hold on. It says teen slang. Big yikes for extra cringe. Bruh, bro, and dude. Bruh. That's not.
That doesn't. Yeah, that to me that doesn't have the same. Oh no.
Then it says phrases like gag me with a spoon or cut my balls off and throw them in the river.
Who says that? Who has ever said that?
That's why my eyes went. What are you talking about? Explain this, Google. Origin of the phrase cut my balls off and throw them. Jeez. You know that song?
Yes.
Cut my life into pieces. Cut my balls into pieces and throw them in the river. Suffocation. Oh. I don't think that's a common phrase, Google.
No, I don't think so either.
Because I'm getting the notorious B.I.G. orchiectomy and then a Reddit thread that says, I cut myself shaving down there and I need help. The first line of the... Hold on, I gotta read this. Okay, I'm gonna read this, you guys.
Okay.
This is from the Reddit user Cheez-Its Rice. I cut myself shaving down there and need help. Hey guys, this is really, really embarrassing and I don't know who to turn to for help. I was given the old
internet.
I was
sorry.
This first paragraph is crazy. Okay. I was given the old bush a trim while in the shower earlier today and accidentally snipped my scrotum in the process. The cut was hold on.
Okay.
The cut was shallow. The cut was shallow and didn't penetrate my ball sack, but just cut about a 2-centimeter bit out of the top skin, leaving a tiny flap hanging.
Jesus.
It didn't bleed that bad at first. It stung while I finished up my shower, and after drying off, I put some pressure on it and the bleeding stopped. I had places to be, so I quickly bandaged it up with some antibiotic ointment. Later on, I ended up going to the pool with some friends and had to covertly change bandages in the bathroom of my friend's house afterward. I went about the rest of my day, and when I got home, I examined the damage. When I removed the Band-Aid and looked at the cut, it opened up again, this time bleeding more than before. Pressure didn't help much at first, but I put some ice on it, and that seemed to slow the blood flow. I put hydrogen peroxide and more antibiotic ointment on the cut and then bandaged it up. I've had ice on it since, and it seems to be helping clot the blood. I don't know how clean the scissors were when I was trimming, and I'm scared my balls might get infected. What can I do to prevent this from happening? Because hydrogen peroxiding the shit out of them. I do not want them to get gangrene and need amputation. All caps. Should I go to the doctor? Should I tell my parents? And since the scrotum is a pretty flexible part of the male anatomy, what should I do to keep the cut from reopening? Believe me, I realize how ridiculous this situation is and laughing at myself too. I just want to take good care of my balls. Thanks in advance for sitting through my description of my ball sack injury.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Update. The wound seems to have closed up nicely thanks to y'all's great responses. I'm planning on wearing only boxers today to keep my balls cool and dry. Thanks for the advice, everyone.
Oh my jeez. Oh.
Anyway, that phrase, cut my balls off and throw them in a river, I don't think is an actual phrase.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, sorry. Oh, bye, Pears.
All good. Bye, guys.
See ya.
So glad you stuck around. See you next time.
Be careful when you're trimming certain areas.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And be careful when you're setting off fireworks. Don't stand next to them.
Too. Oh my gosh.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
It is about to be like the hospital's busiest time of year is July 4th.
Yeah.
Because people are idiots with their fireworks.
Second busiest is Thanksgiving. Because everybody's trying to fry their turkeys.
Oh my God,
and
you're right. All the burns.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if y'all are setting off fireworks this weekend, please, for the love of God, like, do it properly. Don't just, like, willy-nilly point them wherever and try and, like, do it properly with proper protective gear and, like, set up correctly and all the things to prevent y'all blowing up your hands or other appendages.
Did I tell you about the time that we burned my dad's nether regions with a sparkler?
No.
We didn't do it on purpose. Technically, we had sparklers, like all us kids had sparklers. And one of the sparks came off the sparkler and landed on him down there.
Ooh.
And it burned through his pants and through his undies and onto his...
Ow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Ouch.
Anyway, I don't think he went to the hospital. I think it was just...
Yeah. I mean, if
he probably took to Reddit and asked, like, do I need to go to the hospital for this? What do I need to do? Is there some kind of ointment I should apply? It's not really bleeding, but I don't really want to catch gangrene and have them fall off. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway.
Funny. Oh.
Yeah. Be safe out there, Pears.
Please be safe, y'all.
Report back next week. We want a full report.
I want everyone to have the same amount of fingers and toes as they did before July 4th.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Okay, bye, guys.
Okay, bye.